Four big games for week one of the AFL finals. This is going to be ginormous. First one, we got Hawthorn taking on West Coast. It is going to be a very wet game over there tonight in Perth. And I am picking my game-changing player to be Josh Kennedy. Now, he's one of those guys that I think could turn the game on its head. So he's the guy who can win it for the Eagles. And for the Hawks, Cyril Rioli is my game changer. Now, I'm not a huge Cyril fan, but what he can do in the wet is going to be enough, I think, to get Hawthorn over the line. Tonight, I'm picking the Hawks to win by 3 goals, but it might be even closer considering the wet. Maybe under 10 points this game. It's going to be very, very tight. Hawks for me, Cyril to be the man to kick. You kick 3 goals or 4 goals on a night like this, it can be worth 6 or 7 goals. So Hawthorn to beat the Eagles and progress the preliminary final. West Coast will play the winner of the Bulldogs and the Adelaide Crows. Now moving on to Saturday now. Yes, Saturday we're going to have another wet game at Patterson Stadium. It's going to be Freo, Sydney, and this one's going to be an extremely low scoring game. Two teams that don't score a hell of a lot. Oh well, I guess Sydney's had their firepower reduced by nobody, and their defense will be a little bit shaky with no Nick Smith, who has been probably the best small defender in the comp for the season. So, with that being said, for Freo, was going to have my game changer as Michael Walters, but it's going to be Matty Pav. And Pavlich is one of the best key position forwards during a wet contest. I think he's one of the better wet ball players, and he could be the guy to kick 3 or 4 goals, as I said, and you might only need to kick 10 goals to win this game. 60 points could get you over the line in this game because it's going to be extremely low scoring. It's meant to hail tomorrow in Perth. Who would have thought the 2 Perth games have the worst weather and the 2 Melbourne games have the best weather? Anyway, for Sydney, the guy who can win it for them is going to be Kurt Tippett. They've got no other real forward, I guess, tall forward that's going to have the power to, I don't know, Tippett's not even great in the wet, but he's the one guy for Sydney who is able to generate a lot of scoring shots. He averages 7 scoring shots per game for the last 3 weeks. So, wouldn't be surprised if Tippett could kick 3 or 4 goals. Just got to take some opportunities. Anyway, on to the next game. We got the Dogs and the Crows. This is extreme. Look at the nice weather here. It's going to be on Saturday night at the MCG. Probably doesn't suit the Dogs playing at the MCG, but what will suit them is the conditions. It is going to be a very, I guess, dryish night. It might be a little bit dewy, but it's going to be a fast deck there. And I think that's where the Dogs are able to get the Crows. Regardless of where they're playing, the weather conditions will suit them. It's going to be a nice, I guess, warmish evening. And the guy who's going to win it for me is Stringer. Jake Stringer, he's the guy who is pretty much impossible to match up on for the Crows. And for Adelaide, if they're going to win, it's going to be Patrick Dangerfield. He is an absolute jet when it comes to finals. Extremely good in the contestant ball, which is going to be one of the key factors of winning this contest. And the Crows, I don't know. I didn't even tip the Freo. Anyway, Freo's going to win the last game. But for me in this one, I'm picking the Dogs by under a kick. I think it's going to be very close. And the Dogs shall get over the line in front of their crowd. They'll go through to next week and they'll play the Eagles, I think, because I think Hawthorn's going to win. Anyway, moving on to the final game on Sunday afternoon. This is the you don't want to lose game. Both teams got everything on the line here. Richmond, they've finished 5th. They've had the 2 more wins than North. They're probably favourites going into this game, but they have the monkey on their back of not being able to win a final for the last 2 seasons. North Melbourne, on the other hand, what a complete waste it would be for them if they weren't to win this game. You know, they made the prelim last year. Their premiership window is pretty close to closing. They are the 2nd oldest team in the comp, and they're just waiting for something to happen. For North Melbourne, the guy who could win it for them, Drew Petrie. He's had an extremely good record against the Tigers, and he's just one of the guys who could have a big game. It was very quiet against Rance last week, so maybe he learned a few things to take into this game. For the Tigers, Brett Delidio, always the man of the moment. If he can pop forward, kick 3 goals, it's going to be huge, especially if Dustin Martin, who is almost unmatchable for North Melbourne, he is going to be a huge key, rotating through the midfield and the forward line. If Delidio and Martin get 4 goals between them, I think Richmond should win and get over the line. The Tigers by 3 goals for me in this one. They're all going to be very close, intriguing games, and I hope Richmond get over the line. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know who is going to win in the 4 games this weekend, and leave a big thumbs up. I hope your team wins on the weekend. Leave a big thumbs up, comment below, and I'll see you guys later.